guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Shantae and you should totally subscribe and join the family. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm very excited to be filming this video. As I've said in past videos, I've really been wanting to kind of just expand my horizons and film things that make me happy. So today, as you can see by the title, I'm going to be sharing some of my book recommendations. Within the past year, I became more of a reader. I liked reading growing up, like kindergarten or whenever you learn how to read, up until like 5th grade. Like I liked reading books in my free time, and then like I would ask for books for Christmas and my birthday and stuff. But like middle school to high school, I just read like a lot of books for classes that made it less enjoyable for me. I didn't really voluntarily read from middle school to high school. So now that I'm out of high school, I've started reading again. I don't really remember why. A lot of the YouTubers that I watched started reading. Like Ava Jules is like one of like my biggest inspirations in life, all around. Favorite YouTuber, hands down. Love that woman so much. But she started reading, and like she would post like highlights on her Instagram, like book recommendations. So I was like, okay, this sounds really good. And like I would read reviews on Google. Like I'd look up a book, like, oh, is it actually that good? Or like a lot of books from like TikTok I've read. So yeah, I guess this is gonna be like a little series on my channel where I just read 5 or 6 books and kind of tell you guys my input on them. I don't have all the physical copies because one of them I got from a library. That was before I actually got serious about reading, and another one my friend is borrowing right now. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I'm so excited to be doing this today. We wanted to do this for a while, but like I had to read like a decent amount of books. All right, let's get into it. I have a to be read list and books that I read list on my notes. I try to keep track of everything on my phone just so I could kind of reflect and like see how much reading I did. All right, so last year I started reading. I read 4 books last year. And I read 3 books so far this year. My New Year's resolution is to read 15 books. That's one of my goals for the year. All right, so first book that I'm gonna talk about today is the book that I rented from the library. It's called Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. I have to get this physical copy because hands down, I think my favorite book that I've ever read so far. It's so good. I'm gonna try to like talk to you guys about the books without giving you spoilers, but I'll put like a picture on the screen. That's what the cover looks like. Colleen Hoover is like one of those, like, she's trending on TikTok. A lot of people have read her books. Another popular book I read of hers, I'll talk to you guys about that after. But Ugly Love, oh, Ugly Love. Warning, her books are very sexual. This is probably the most sexual book I've ever read. There's a lot of sex in this book. But the book, so good. Basically, Tate, the main character, Tate and Miles, all right, I can't. Tate moves in with her brother. I forgot the brother's name. He wasn't that important in the book. It's really about Tate and Miles. But Tate moves in with her brother. Miles lives across the hall. Tate and Miles kind of become like they're into each other off the jump. They kind of like beat around the bush about it. Basically, they end up becoming friends with benefits, and Miles tells her like, don't expect to learn about my past and don't expect your future. So you're like, okay. But every chapter it changes from Tate in present time to Miles in past time. So you kind of like learn about all the stuff that Miles went through. So you kind of get like a taste of why he acts the way he acts with Tate, why he treats her the way he does. Craziest book ever. So many plot twists. Like, it's not the type of book where you expect things to like happen. It caught me off guard. And then another thing I'm learning with Colleen Hoover books, you can understand her covers after. Something I learned about books is don't judge a book by its cover. As corny as it sounds, her books are amazing. 10 out of 10, 11 stars if I could. I love that book so much. Like I said, it's very sexual, so you're in for a lot. It's very spicy, but the book is very good, well written. I will reread that book like 30 more times before I die, for sure. Next book that I read is also by Colleen Hoover. I was like, okay, Ugly Love, amazing. I need more by her. So another book that's very popular is called It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. Very good, so good. I don't remember the main characters' names as bad as it sounds because I read this a while ago. I read both books in one sitting keep that in mind. But basically, I think her name's Lily. Oh, Lily and I want to say Ryder, they meet, they both have crazy pasts. It's just like the craziest, how do I put this book in words? Craziest love story. Trigger warning, it's like abusive, like sexual abuse a little bit, but like a lot of physical and emotional abuse. Basically, they like get together, things get a little crazy. Lily bumps into her first love at a restaurant, and Ryder kind of gets jealous and things start to like, I don't know. And throughout the book, like Lily has her like childhood, like teenage journal, so you kind of get like a taste of her past too, and the things that she went through with her first love. Very well written. The biggest whirlwind of emotions. I cried for both books. I was bawling my eyes out by the end of both books. And I really like how Colleen like writes about real world issues. Like, I don't know, I could just, her books are very relatable, like from stuff that my family's gone through, stuff that I've gone through. I don't know, they're so good. Like, they both made me just cry. Like, and then I recommended that book to one of my friends. She read it in one sitting. So good. Definitely a 10 out of 10 for that one too. If you guys are gonna take any books from this video, please read Ugly Love and It Ends With Us. You're in for a whirlwind of emotions. And like I said, trigger warning for both books. A lot happens in both books, but they're so good. Next book that I read was my first book of 2022. I actually do have the physical copy. This is called Confess by Colleen Hoover. I have so many more of her books that I want to read because I'm just attached. Basically, this was my first book of 2022, and it was very good. I'm just gonna read you the summary a little bit. It says, Auburn Reed has lost everything important to her. She's trying to like rebuild her life, her goals. She just moved to Texas, I wanna say. Yeah, Dallas, Texas. She bumps into this guy named Owen, and he owns an art studio, and he's like desperate for workers. He's like, I have an art gallery tonight, like, will you work for me? I'll pay for you, whatever. But of course, emotions get involved, and they end up like falling for each other. But Owen has like a really big secret, and all he has to do is confess. But like, no, seriously, he has to confess to her. Like, he has a lot he's going through. Auburn has a lot that she's going through, but they are like in love, also kind of sexual. Her books are very good though, very well written. Once he confesses, a spiral emotions. I really don't know how to explain her books without spoiling them, but this was so good. Definitely good to read after It Ends With Us and Ugly Love, because after I read those books, I was hooked, and I bought so many more of her books. I bought one yesterday. So I'll keep you guys posted. I'm sure it'll be in the next book recommendations video, but this was very good, and it just talks about like true love and family, and yeah. You're in for a lot with this baby. Okay, the next book that I'm going to talk about is called People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I have a lot to say about this one. Basically, Poppy and Alex and Poppy, they met on vacation. Basically, they have nothing in common, like they're total opposites. Poppy is like the crazy like party girl. Alex is very to himself. Poppy works for like this company, and they like, even before she worked for the company, they go on like vacations together and stuff. One of my biggest complaints about this book, because I know this book is like so good and like so many people love this book, one of my complaints, it's just a personal issue. I get confused when things jump from time to time. So like, it'll be like, oh, this summer, and then 5 summers ago, this summer, 2 summers ago, this summer, 6 summers ago. So it's just like, it's a lot like timeline wise. So like, I really like struggle with like paying attention. Like, I struggled with reading growing up. Like, I read stuff and I have to reread it like 10 times to make sure I'm like understanding it. So that's one thing that like I didn't like about this book, but like the ending was very good. Basically, like they end up on bad terms at one point in their life, and like she's just like, one vacation, like they have to go on one vacation, make things right, get on good terms with each other, whatever. Obviously they like each other too, but they don't admit that till later on. But yeah, Poppy like has everything that she should want. Like, she has everything that she wants, but like she's still not happy with life. And Alex is like serious relationship, and then things just crumble and all they have is each other. But their last vacation, things did not go as planned. So she's like one vacation to make things right, and you're in for a lot. This took me, it took me forever to finish, but like it was a good ending, like a really good ending. It was worth it. Yeah, I would give this like a 7.5 out of 10. I would reread it again for sure. Alright, and the last book that I'm going to be talking about today, because I am still getting started on my book journey. I don't have like 10 books to show you. I had a handful, but it's all good. We all got to start somewhere. But the next book that I'm going to talk to you guys about is called What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silveria. I feel like I really just butchered their names, but oh my god, this book was so good. This is the cover. It's so cute. I asked for this book for Christmas and I finished it very fast. It's like one of my bigger reads for sure, because like I don't like reading big books sometimes, but this I was very attached. I'm very invested in the characters. Basically, Arthur. This is Arthur. This is Ben. Arthur is in college. I think he's in college or high school. I never really I don't know. It's not really that important. Arthur is in school they're both in like summer school. Anyways, he's in New York for the summer. He lives in New York. Arthur is like very into, he reminds me of myself. He's very like, everything happens for a reason. The universe brought us together. I'm into like astrology and stuff. I don't know. I could really relate to Arthur, the way he looks at like love and stuff. Ben is like very hard-headed. He's like, the universe wouldn't happen. Like, the universe wouldn't make this happen. He just got out of a relationship, so he's kind of like very bittersweet. But they bump into each other at a post office in New York City. And then they're like, this varies from Ben to Arthur. They like set out to like find each other, and they like are losing hope. They're like, the universe brought us together, but like now I can't find him. Like, we're stuck in this big city. I'm never gonna see him again. But they do find each other again, and things just get so crazy. They go on like dates and stuff, but like the dates don't work out. So like, all right, this is our second first date. This is our third first date. It was just so cute, and I like that it took place in New York, so I could visually like see like where they are. So that was nice. And then they end up in like Connecticut at one point. I live in Connecticut, so I thought that was cool. This was very good, and I'm very invested in these characters. Like, if they made this into a movie, I would love to watch it. It was so good. And the best part is I found out that there's a sequel. I was like, wow, like, because I've been reading so much like Colleen Hoover. I read Emily Henry. I'm like, I really like the way that they wrote this book. Like, I want to see some other books that they wrote, and well enough, there is a sequel. So I'm so excited. I got this at Barnes & Noble a couple weeks ago. So this is What If It's Us and Here's to Us. So I'm assuming that they end up together in this book for sure. But yeah, I can't wait. I will keep you guys updated on this one. I feel like not a lot of people know that there's a sequel, so very excited. Yeah, that is the last book that I've read. My current read is this book. This is called Concrete Rose, so I will keep you guys posted on this one. This one is about, it's the prequel to the book The Hate U Give, so it's kind of like a backstory, which I thought was really cool. I'm really enjoying it so far. Those are all the books that I've read so far. I'm still getting started on my book journey. Like I said, you're on top of my bookshelf, so just sliding that back in there. Just getting started on my book journey, but everything has been going great. I've been very lucky to have some good books that I've read. I know a lot of people don't get lucky. I feel like reading is like finding a therapist. Like, sometimes you don't get lucky on the first try. You have to keep looking. I've had very good luck so far. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's very different for me. I feel very mature filming a book recommendations video, I will say. But yeah, let me know what you guys think if you read any of those books. This won't be the last one for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna go edit and continue my book that I'm reading now. I love you guys all so much, and I will see you in the next one.